Okay, I have 28 minutes of memory, and I'm going to talk about some wins and some losses. First of all, my grass is super long because Flicka, the tractor with the mower, is broken. So I'm wearing a dress and my muddy boots. But we have some grapes, which is sort of like a Texas miracle, I feel like. I mean, that looks like a snack to me. And just the wilderness everywhere. I'm going to show you a kind of funny project in a minute. I was just talking to one of my friends on Facebook where I'm like, this is not a Roots and Refuge tour. We have little baby peaches throughout here. Let's see if I can find more of them. And of course the insects are eating everything because that's what they do. The mosquitoes are biting me. Then, without slipping and falling and breaking my neck, I'm going to try and show you this project over here. Here's some of the fruit trees. I didn't show them last time. All up and down the driveway there's fruit trees and some nut trees. I'm already out of breath. Like, I believe this one is an almond. We got this guy to come out with, I don't know what you would call it, a trailer of wood mulch for $20 a trailer, so that was pretty cool. Here's another tree. Hey, Alex. Okay, so this is a funny project. I need some land I can grow in. And I'm having a really hard time with my tillers trying to get through all this stuff. And it's very wet because we've had like 17 inches of rain. Here's a little crawdad hole. I'm having a very ADHD moment, as you can tell. Oh, the wet. So we tarped this area, hoping to kill some of the grass. And it really did a good job. But it's very, very wet. And as you can see, I've been trying to go in there and work in it. And I went down like 6 inches. So today I actually sat in this and planted a bunch of corn and some Big Macs pumpkins. And this soil looks the healthiest of what I've been able to uncover. Man, these mosquitoes need to stop. So I'm hoping that we're going to make some progress over here one day. Even though it's really just a jungle. Making some progress in the big garden, though. It really is like a marshland on this side. Here's some sad tomatoes. Only cost me like $100 to have this built with soil in it for them to just sit there and be sad. Oh man, this grass is going like straight up my dress. It feels so weird. And then last time we were out here, this was nothing. But there are tomatoes out here. And there are beans. You know, everything's sort of like on the brink of death out here where I'm like, are you going to do something? Lots of tomato friends. Then there's like Kajari melons over here that already have powdery mildew and are too close to the tomatoes. And there's onions down in there. Evidently my style is to just throw plants in the ground. I mean, all of this was started from seed, so I think the tomatoes are doing pretty well for the fact that they grew in a greenhouse. There were peppers all through here. That's not working out, obviously. And I'm kind of over it. Like, we don't really eat them anyway. Why was I growing them? We have some squash and zucchini planted too close together. There's actually a squash on that guy. And you know, I look at plants like this and I'm like, what are you doing? Are you okay or not? We do fertilize. We did have like 17 inches of rain in 1 month. These are like personal size spaghetti squash. A random few okra. I swear I planted 2, but whatever. This is kind of my pride and joy of why I even come out here and try anymore. That is a pumpkin from 2020 Halloween pumpkin. That is the seed from that. We had potatoes here that were doing great. Nope, that's not happening anymore. These are pie pumpkins, and the leaves are taking over. There's a little bit of corn, but a lot of that got wrecked. Watermelon vines. Should you plant watermelon, cantaloupe, pie pumpkins, and corn together? No. No, I wouldn't do that again. But they look super healthy. And then, this is what happens when you buy rabbit food that's too big for your rabbits because you're trying to get a deal. And so you just throw it on the ground to rot. I've tilled this 100 times, but the weeds keep coming back. I feel like this whole video is how not to farm. This looks pretty much like what I just showed you when we don't take care of it. I have been weeding this for weeks and trying to lay mulch down. You wouldn't believe how many wagons of mulch I've brought back here. A lot of the herbs look kind of dry, but the goal was basically I'm going to come in here with herbs. I still have a ton of them in planters and window boxes, and fill in here and mulch in all of this. This is the best fail I've ever had, where I came in here with a whole bunch of wildflower seeds and just random seeds that I had and kind of threw them everywhere. So I have some sunflowers back here that are taller than I am. I really hope I never want to weed all this because it's kind of dense. But I feel like it's super pretty. Like, I come back here and I just kind of stand and stare at it. It's kind of funny because the morning glories were blooming earlier today and now they've closed up again. You can see it's turning into a wild kingdom back there. A storm blew what we are calling a chicken tractor, kind of like an overgrown dog kennel, from over here all the way back and over the fence into the tree. How not to farm. Last time we also had a greenhouse right there in front of the barn. Storm also took that from us. But I have a pumpkin. So far. When the pumpkin goes, I'm going to be like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. And we're basically doing everything by hand. We don't even have our tractor right now, which is a little tractor to even begin with. So my husband is out there push mowing the grass. But it's almost 7 acres, guys. So my main goal is to win the lottery and get some kind of high-tech farm gear out here. Because it's a lot. This is the pile of wood chips the dude has brought to us. This is actually the second batch. And we have been filling up wagons and contractor bags to take it out to my little herb garden project. And a quick peek at the quackheads who are all going to run away. What's up, quackheads? Let's see. Okay, here's some of the babies. Little babies on the fence. Hey friends, are you lost? You visiting your dad? then this is what we call the boys' garden. It's hit or miss, really. Let's see if you can even hear me over the lawnmower. These are some kind of awesome purple bean that has actually done really well here. But we're sort of having a bad bean week because it seems like even the smallest ones are trying to put off seed right now. Instead of like when they're really little, you should be able to pull them and eat them. This, I don't even know what this is because they feel kind of leathery and stringy when I open them up, and the green beans don't. The green beans snap. And when, whoop, that one, oh no, it didn't fall off, okay. When I pick these when they're a little bit bigger, they're very flat and have beans in them, sort of like a shelling bean. I think that's kind of weird. These are random projects the fire ants try to take from us, so they're in their own little quarantine. Sorry for spinning around. I am never planting these yellow beans again. I don't like them. They're green now, but they turn yellow. Let's see if I can find one. I think they're just wax beans. They taste exactly like green beans when you cook them. But I mean, this is a baby, and when you snap it, it's just kind of weird on the inside, and then has a pretty mature bean in there. So I'm not interested in eating that. These are Cherokee Trail of Tears beans that I just put in. I've started putting some yard-long cucumbers in here and a vine peach. Do I know what a vine peach is? Nope, sure don't. Yeah, I told Gabriel to stop picking these because I don't think they're doing well, and I should let them go to seed. Here's what I was talking about when I say that they grow kind of flat and then full of beans, which is not really what I'm used to in a green bean that I'm just going to steam and eat. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Nope. Like, what is this? Then Gabriel will ask me, what did you grow? Don't know. There's a fork in here somewhere that tells me what it was. I think. Fork. Okay, it says it's the Kentucky pole bean. I'm not a fan. The purple beans get really huge. And I'm actually, oh, there was a dragonfly. I'm actually a fan of these. I'm enjoying these a lot. Oh my gosh, it's so itchy out here, y'all. I don't actually see any of the purple beans on here right now because Gabriel's been doing a really good job of picking those. Hello, Mr. Sunflower. I put some ground cherries in here because I love them and I want them to grow. This sunflower's in rough shape, but it's taller than me. So that's kind of cool. And then the fire ants like to get down here in these beans. Once again, it looks like my family's been here. So you can see a couple of them are in there. This is a random flower bed. Maybe shouldn't have used my real estate, my good real estate on flowers. But I do love the zinnias, and I do come out here once a week and cut off the flowers. I cut them this morning, but left these guys. Because if you cut them, like if you cut this here, it will make another shoot. And some of them, they only look like they have one stem. So if you come and you pull them, they will make more like alien flowers, and I love that. We did this like a week ago. Not like you can tell. Those berries, the plants themselves are huge, but the berries are not great. We need to come in here with mulch, but it's so hot. See, like they're just not in a good way. This was cauliflower, I want to say. Like, look at this. Doesn't it look yummy? We're really like stoked. Oh, look, I do like blueberries. The blueberries can come with me. We were stoked that we actually got some cauliflower to grow. And we were like, we're not going to eat that. But I do love the blueberries, and I talk to them. And then this was supposed to be Brussels sprouts. Those look delicious too. We have some kind of silkworm caterpillar that comes from these trees around. We're talking about taking the trees out. We both spray the plants with organic things like neem, spinosad, things like that, and it's just a mess. The raspberries and blackberries, though, are really putting on some canes this year, so maybe next year we'll have berries from those. But yeah, mostly it feels like fighting off mosquitoes and doing things the hard way. And so when I'm trying to work on the so-called farm, thinking, wow, what a disaster this is. But it's really nice that I got away from Basketball Kid in my old neighborhood. And it's very quiet. It's nice to have so much space for whatever you want. Like, you could fantasize about building something and you'd actually have the space. But then it just goes crazy. A storm comes, a hurricane comes, a blizzard comes. We don't even know what comes between this time of year and August of when we moved here. Because we had the blizzard, the hurricanes, the 17 inches of rain. We don't know what it does between May and August. Gotta give Gabriel credit though, because he's always out here working all day. And he made a PVC little home for his friends so they could be on pasture. Hello guys. What's happening? We have rabbits everywhere. There are more rabbits over there. And now I guess I'm going to go spray myself with some off. And I hope you have a great rest of your Memorial Day weekend.